Sure that you can hear me. Hello?
Hi there. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. I can hear you faintly.
Okay, am I just really quiet?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Thank you.
Okay, good. Do you know who else we are waiting for?
My colleague Kenya should be coming any minute now. Let me just double check. Yeah, any minute now, hopefully. But I will be the one as the main presenter. So we are good to go at any time. She'll be supporting in the chat. So even if she's a minute or two, it's no big deal.
Oh,
Perfect. Would it be okay if I just practice screen sharing real quick?
1 second, really quick. Sorry.
Of course.
For some reason, it's like when we talk, it like plays back again. I'm just figuring out why it's doing that. Okay. I think we're good, but yeah. Are you the only one with a slideshow that you'll be presenting?
Yes, I have our deck.
Okay, perfect. So if you want to go ahead and practice screen sharing right now, and just run through the slideshow really quick so we can see how that goes, you can go for it.
Perfect. Let me just pull it up, make sure it's presentation view. There we go. All right, how are we?
It looks good.
Perfect. All right. And then the only thing I would love to just check in on is just a quick view of a video just to make sure our sound is working, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. We're Girls Who Code Club from Folsom High School, California, and we are the student leaders of our club. I'm Hita. My name's Nishka.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Amazing. All right. That's always the trickiest part is making sure you've got the sound going just right.
For
All
sure.
right. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. In this case, I feel fairly good as long as
Okay.
those two things are in place. Like we're
Okay.
kind of good to go. I'm happy to start immediately at 8 and just start welcoming folks in.
Okay.
Will they automatically just be let into the room?
Yes, they will be let in at 8. That's when Swigo will launch. So I can give you like a 60-second heads up if you want right before 8 o'clock. And then if you want to wait like about 30 seconds at 8, just to give it a second for everyone to be let in and then go ahead and start.
That sounds perfect. Thank you so much for your help. Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, my name is Michaela. I can't see you. You're track 3 right now.
Yes. Oh, I'm Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for
I'll
just all of your support. Don't, oh, no need to turn on your camera. I just wanted to introduce myself before we began.
For
Thank you so
sure.
much for just helping us get situated. Yeah, very excited to get started any minute now, really.
Yeah, of course. And then just a reminder, you probably know, but it will need to be 40 to 45 minutes in length to get the CTLE credit requirements. So if it's a little short of 40 minutes, you can like ask for questions. And then if it's about to run over 45 minutes, if you want, I can pop in and say, hey, just make sure to wrap up before 45 minutes so that we end at the right time.
Absolutely. We're well versed at how important that piece was. This should run for 45 minutes,
Okay.
pretty close to exact.
Okay.
We do have a brief pause for Q&A at the very end.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
may or may not need it, but ideally we'll run like 2 minutes early versus like anything over. So that's the goal. And I'll keep a very close eye on time as we move through this.
Okay, perfect. And then just once you wrap up, I'll end it and then we'll be good to go. Um, and then let's see. Do you want to be spotlighted on the screen for everyone? Just like when you so everyone sees. And there is another person who will be presenting with you?
Kenya will not be presenting. She'll just be here in the chat when she arrives.
Okay.
But I'm happy to be spotlit if you think that that is like presentationally a better option based on your experience. I'm also happy to kind of be the disembodied voice guiding everybody through. It's totally
Okay.
at your discretion.
Great. And does Kenya need to be spotlighted or is she just in? Okay.
No, she'll probably be camera off, and she'll probably just be focused on the chat.
Okay, great. I will be turning my camera off as well. We're about to start, and I will be turning my mic off as well. And then, if there's nothing else, then I'll go ahead and give a 60-second heads up before 8, and then we should be good to go.
Perfect. Thank you so, so much, Andrea.
Yes.
And excited to get started soon.
Okay, perfect.
Good morning, Michaela. Can you say something again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Morning, Kenya. We're 2 minutes to start. I see that you're also listed as me. If you can change your, I know I gave you the link, so that's probably why. If you can change it, great. If not, no worries.
I can't.
Okay, that's fine. I will just let everybody know kind of that you're here. It's going to be, I'm assuming, fairly populated quite soon. So we should be all good either way. Feel free to be camera off. I'll just let everybody know that you're here supporting in the chat today.
I think I can rename it, Michaela, if you want me to rename.
That would be awesome, Andrea, if you could. This is Kenya.
Is it Kenya?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And then do you want a last name or just Kenya?
Last name Kirkman, Kirkman.
Aman?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see the
Correct.
change?
I do.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And just at the nick of time, too.
Yes. All right. We are at 60 seconds. So I'll turn my mic off again. And then at 8, you wait your 30 seconds for everyone to be let in and should be good to go.
Perfect. Thank you again for all of your help.
Of course.
Alrighty, good morning and hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to this session today. My name is Michaela, and I'm a Girls Who Code Outreach Manager, and I am joined by my wonderful colleague, Kenya, who will also be supporting in the chat as our Regional Outreach Coordinator for New York. I am so excited to be speaking with you all today. So before we take a look at our bigger agenda for today, I would love to see how familiar everybody is with Girls Who Code. So you can type into the chat to share how familiar you are with Girls Who Code and our free programs. One is that you've never heard of Girls Who Code. Two is that you've heard of Girls Who Code but aren't super familiar with the programs. And three is that you're familiar with Girls Who Code and their free programs, or you're also a club facilitator already. Whoa, look at that waterfall of answers. Lots of ones and twos. I'm so happy that you're all here. You're come to the right place. Oh, we have some club supporters as well. A couple threes come in. This is fabulous. Welcome, everybody. I am so excited that there are some familiar faces, and I'm also just as excited to be welcoming some of you into our programming for the very first time. So now we'll start off by chatting through our agenda for today. We'll begin our time together by talking about Girls Who Code's purpose and overall mission to close the gender gap and provide all students with the opportunity to change the world with code. We'll talk about how Girls Who Code clubs operate and run. And then we'll dive into our main topic for today, which is AI and representation, as well as the structure of Girls Who Code clubs programming and to support computer science education on topics of artificial intelligence and beyond. And after that, I'll provide step-by-step instructions on how to access all of these resources in advance of the fall semester, with a special thank you treat included for everybody who's joining us here today. We'll have time to chat about any questions you or your colleagues have at the end after we cover everything. And then we'll wrap up and we'll provide some links and emails that you can use at any time in the future for more information and support. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Hundreds of thousands of computer science and tech-related jobs are currently open in the United States, and similar roles will only continue to grow in the future. So this will be very important when students begin considering their careers. Yet, even with an abundance of exciting opportunities, not everybody is being included. Today, only 24% of tech employees are women, compared to 37% in 1995. And that number is predicted to decline to 22% by 2025, so next year. Right now, only 19% of students who receive degrees in computing are women, and only 2% receiving computing degrees are women of color. When we think about building products and programs that we all consume, we need to make sure that more voices are heard to make these innovations the best they can be. And when we leave women out of these economic opportunities, we miss out on the talents, innovation, and diverse thought of half the population. And we need innovative, hardworking, and resilient girls, young women, and non-binary people to join the movement and to close the gender gap in tech. And that is where Girls Who Code comes in. We're tackling issues impacting the gender gap, representation, workforce development, and opportunity for historically underrepresented groups in technology. And we do this by providing completely free computer science programs that inspire, educate, and equip young women and non-binary individuals with the skills they need to pursue 21st century opportunities. We're also preparing their communities and educators to teach them using inclusive and collaborative tools that are also completely free. Our vision is to build a pipeline of technologists. We want to send more young women and non-binary individuals into the tech workforce, achieving gender parity in entry-level tech jobs by 2030. It's ambitious, and with your help, we can achieve it. Since launching in 2012, Girls Who Code has served over 500,000 young people through our in-person and our virtual programs. Out of 580,000 individuals we've served thus far, we've welcomed 530,000 learners into our free clubs, which introduces 3rd to 12th graders to our pipeline of programs. More than building skills and interest, we work to position our alums to secure technical jobs early in their careers. Our workforce development programs have supported 6,000 participants in critical career-defining phases, such as opportunities like our hiring summits, putting our skilled alums directly in front of our interested hiring partners. And it all begins with clubs. Club members receive priority consideration for placement in Girls Who Code workforce programs as well. And on that note, I'm excited to share more information about clubs and how you can get started. Girls Who Code clubs are free programs for 3rd to 12th graders of all genders and skill levels that can be used in diverse nonprofit settings like schools, libraries, community centers, and other nonprofits as well. Designed by expert educators, clubs prepare young learners through project-based activities and complementary resources on AI, cybersecurity, website and app development, and so many other topics. We believe all girls and gender nonconforming young people can change the world through code, and we aim to serve them all, especially those who are underrepresented in computer science. Although sisterhood is a huge part of our work at Girls Who Code, our club's program welcomes all members of all genders, so boys are welcome as well, and you can invite them into your club's programming too. And of course, it's one thing for me to tell you all about the impact our club's program has, and it's another to hear directly from program participants themselves. These students are club participants who joined us last year to talk about their experiences with the program, so we can hear what they have to say first.
Participating in Girls Who Code has helped me take away like the fear of like computer science and from like this like abstract concept to actually something that's easy to do, and or not easy every time, but something that's like feasible and like a step-by-step process. Yes.
I think having that like more relaxed environment where people can just like gather and like work on what they want to work on and just talk with each other in the process really creates like a really conducive environment for learning.
Yeah, I think the club built a really strong community in our school, and like everyone in the club hangs out with each other outside of school, and we help each other with assignments, not even for computer science. Sometimes it's for like other subjects as well. So.
Being in a club that is just only all girls who all want to work on the same projects or just pursue the same computer science, it just makes me feel more motivated to want to pursue computer science in the future.
We love to hear it straight from them. And we are endlessly proud of our club students, and we're always inspired by their projects and how they use code to change the world. And we know that leadership opportunities help students feel even more engaged and included, as well as build essential life skills and responsibilities. It is especially exciting to see students strive to lead and facilitate Girls Who Code clubs with support from their teachers too. So now we'll hear from Hitha, Niska, Shreya, and Sadhana to learn about their experience on leading roles to make their club's meetings happen.
Hi, everyone. We're Girls Who Code Club from Folsom High School, California, and we are the student leaders of our club. I'm Hitha.
My name's Nishka.
My name is Shreya.
And my name is Sadhana.
And today we wanted to talk to you guys about our experience with the Girls Who Code Club and how we developed as leaders ourselves by starting this club.
Just a little bit of our accomplishments. So far, we've fundraised around $2,000, some of which has been donated to the National Brain Tumor Society. Along with that, what we did was we tutored children HTML and CSS, Scratch, and Python, all for beginners and intermediate levels. Out of this, we learned how to organize, management skills, and leadership skills, and also just had fun teaching kids.
We were first motivated to become student leaders of our club because over quarantine, we realized that we all loved coding, and we wanted to use those skills and promote that in kids around our community. That's why we created our summer program. And then we also found Girls Who Code who had the same sort of like mission statement as what we thought of. And so we wanted to use them as a great way to promote our own ideas and inspire the next generation of females in STEM.
My main motivation to join this club was to close the gender gap and empower women and encourage them to participate in STEM and other fields which are largely male-dominated even now. This was also a channel for me to apply the knowledge that I've gained over the years through schooling and build like a active change in community.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our experience with Girls Who Code. In total, we can say that we developed our leadership skills as organizers and as mentors and increased our confidence greatly. We contributed to our communities and we contributed to our knowledge ourselves. Thank you so much for listening.
Girls
Who
Code. Thank
Bye.
you.
Our students are absolutely amazing. To cater to the unique learning needs and styles of students in different age groups, we have divided our clubs programming into 3rd to 5th grade clubs and 6th to 12th grade clubs. The 3rd to 5th grade program allows a book club model that teaches beginner level concepts with the option of online or unplugged challenges in Scratch after reading chapters in our nonfiction and fiction books. Meanwhile, our 6th to 12th grade program teaches computer science concepts of all difficulty levels through a flexible plug and play curriculum and self-guided tutorials. While a typical club meeting lasts 1 to 2 hours for 10 or more sessions during the year, clubs can be structured to fit your schedule. Your club can meet more frequently for less time, or even over a handful of days with bootcamp style learning. The main focus for our 3rd to 5th grade clubs is developing bravery and confidence in computer science skills. Each 3rd to 5th grade club meeting consists of 3 main parts. An optional community building sisterhood activity starts the meeting. Then club members dive into guided lesson plans centered on Girls Who Code's books, Learn to Code and Change the World, and the Friendship Code. Optional online coding challenges in Scratch complement the offline reading-based activities. Each meeting ends with a wrap-up, an opportunity for reflection and feedback to nurture that growth mindset. And our 6th to 12th grade curriculum is structured very similarly, as you can see. It starts with a welcome and a sisterhood activity and ends with a wrap-up as well. Key differences, though, include our Girls Who Code Tech Spotlights and our Learn to Code activities. Girls Who Code Tech Spotlights are diverse tech innovator representations who change the image of what programmers look like and do for our young learners. Club members explore real-life examples of computer scientists who are using their CS skills in a variety of fields to change the world. 6th to 12th grade club members work through Learn to Code activities to hone their coding skills in programming languages, including HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, and even Swift from Apple. And our Learn to Code activities include videos and text-based instructions to guide club members to explore game design, web development, creative coding, cybersecurity, data science, and artificial intelligence, which we'll talk a little bit more about today. They offer a range of difficulty levels for beginners to more advanced learners as well. And before we dive into the content of today's training, we want to take time to participate in a sisterhood activity ourselves to help build some community among the group we've got here today. And remember, you can also lead an activity not dissimilar to this with club members too, and we have a variety of different sisterhood activities. AI is changing a lot of things about computers and the internet, from how we receive information to how we interpret events around the world. We know this is incredibly important now with the emergence of AI tools that we know are going to disproportionately impact women, non-binary people, folks of color, and other intersecting identities across race, class, ethnicity, gender, and every other possible intersection in the workplace as well. We need to make sure that our students know how AI tools work so they can use them critically and so they're prepared for jobs in the future. To give us a common definition and understanding of what artificial intelligence is, we'll start with a definition. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as self-driving cars, image recognition, and translating languages. As we saw reflected in some responses, we often hear the term AI, we start to think of tools. And we'll talk a little bit more about the examples that we see on the screen, and we'll talk a little bit about how they work. Did you know that AI is used in many dimensions of media? These are a few examples here on the screen, including things like music, art, movies. In our sisterhood activity today, we'll get a chance to explore a little bit of AI-generated data and media. Our sisterhood activity for today is called Odd One Out. And in this activity, we'll explore AI-generated media by playing a guessing game. Your goal is to guess which image was created with AI. Before we get started, we'll review this activity very quickly. So in the next couple slides, 4 images are going to be displayed. One of these 4 images in each set of 4 will be AI generated. So you can drop into the chat 1, 2, 3, or 4 for which image you think is the AI generated image, and then we'll reveal the AI generated image and see where people are being pulled, which one they think is generated with AI. All right, so now we're started with round 1. You can drop into the chat 1, 2, 3, or 4 to decide which image you think is generated with AI. All right, I'm seeing a wide range, seeing a lot of 4s, few 1s. I'm seeing a lot all over the map. How interesting is that? Very cool. Thank you all for participating. Oh, I even got an all of them in there. That is a unique answer. Wonderful. Thank you all for responding. All right, let's see which one it is. Number 1 is the AI generated image. All right, it's round 2. So you can drop into the chat which image, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you think is generated with AI here. I'm seeing a bunch of 3s and 1s. A couple 4s, a couple 2s. Wow, thank you all so much for participating. I am seeing all kinds of numbers coming in here, really wide range from 1 to 4. All right, and the answer is 4. 4 is the AI generated image. All right, third round, let's go. So drop into the chat which image you think here, 1, 2, 3, or 4 was generated with AI. Wow, lots of 1s, 2s, and 3s here. Lots of 1, 2s, and 3s. All right, all, thank you so much. I'm seeing a few 4s come in. Oh, I got another all of them. Awesome. Thank you all so much for participating. All right, let's see which one. And it's 4. All right, final round. All right, you can drop into the chat one more time, 1, 2, 3, or 4 to see which one was generated with AI. I'll reveal it afterwards. Ooh, getting another really wide range. Lots of 2s for this one, a few 3s, a few 4s, a few 1s. Awesome. Thank you all so much for your participation. And the answer is 3. 3 is the AI generated crest. So that was pretty fun and definitely very interesting to see everybody's answers and where people felt most gravitated towards for what they thought was AI generated. So now we'll do a really quick reflection too. Feel free to drop your responses in the chat and I'll give 30 seconds for everybody to respond. So what did you decide about an image when you thought it was created with AI? Did you see any patterns? And there are many careers that are starting to use AI as they generate content. So game developers are using AI to generate immersive graphics. What are the benefits of AI in media? And do you see any issues with AI in media? Oh, this is so interesting. Some folks are saying it looked too perfect. Others are saying that it looked too generated, like a mix of different images together. Quality, symmetry, details. A lot of people said they were surprised by a specific answer. Copyright issues, issues with authentic animation, has good and bad qualities. These are all wonderful answers. I think that this is all stuff that our students are thinking about. I think it's stuff that we're thinking about as educators and community. Just excellent thoughts so far. And without further ado, we will definitely jump in and talk a little bit more deeply. But we definitely believe in supporting creators and artists that we value and the unique contributions that human beings can make. And we also believe we must empower and equip students with opportunities to build literacy and comfort with AI tools and technology so that they can become designers and policymakers and informed users of technology in the future. That is so important. So now we're going to keep this idea of representation and data in mind when we dive into AI even further. We're going to talk about LLMs. So as we talked about, AI is changing a lot of things about computers and the internet, from how we receive information to how we interpret events all around the world. We know this is so incredibly important now with the emergence of AI tools that we know are going to disproportionately impact all those communities we talked about. And we need to make sure that our students know about AI tools so they can use them critically and so that they have all of the preparation they need to know how they're going to encounter AI both in the workforce and just in their everyday life. Large language models, or LLMs for short, are specialized types of artificial intelligence algorithms, and they've been trained on vast amounts of text to understand existing content and to even generate original content. A fairly recent example of an LLM is ChatGPT. You'll notice in this image, you can ask the LLM a question and ChatGPT outputs a response. You can talk to an LLM like it's another human being. So I'd love to hear again what you might already have heard about AI and large language models in particular inside or outside of your classrooms. Are you hearing things from colleagues, students, or maybe media? What are the big topics of conversation? Some folks haven't heard anything yet. Not too much. Concerns about authenticity. Some folks have heard about ChatGPT in particular. Fraud, that's totally possible too. Deepfakes. Yeah, lots of different words going around. Being able to authenticate work. These are all great answers. Yeah, definitely lots of thoughts about how to use these responsibly and how to teach our students how to use them responsibly. These are all great answers and definitely things that are top of mind for everybody thinking about ChatGPT and large language models. So now that we have a little bit of a shared understanding of how LLMs work from a user perspective, we can highlight some of the things that AI and LLMs specifically are really good at. So LLMs can support in answering questions people have. Rather than scrolling the web for answers, they provide you with a specific answer to your question. They can also create content and help you brainstorm as you complete different tasks in your daily life. LLMs can provide you something to have a conversation with, or they can offer advice. They're also useful for language translation as well. And though, as we'll explore, they're not perfect at any of these. And LLMs are a really big asset when it comes to saving people research time and using technology to optimize certain projects. So now let's become an LLM together for a little bit, now to really get the hang of how LLMs work. First, the LLM needs to acquire a data set. This might be a text found on the internet, surveys, websites someone visited, etc. In order to model this, we're going to acquire a data set as a group. So let's gather some data right now. Everyone complete this sentence in the chat. You can drop it in there. The best music artist is, and just fill in the blank with your own answer. Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson, we got some Beyoncé's, Prince, Taylor Swift, Pink. Yeah, keep them coming. Yeah, we're feeding our LLM. These are all great answers. Freddie Mercury, Whitney Houston. Awesome. All right, so we have a really wide variety in our LLM already. So now I have a sample of some common answers from another community survey, just to make sure that we're able to count them and keep them in one place. If we were to put all your answers in a data set, it might look something like this, or at least a portion of it. And based on this slide, what do you notice about the answers in the current data set? Keep that pattern in mind. And finally, step 3 is to use that model to create the output, where the pattern comes into play. When we look at our example data, we notice that the way most people finish that sentence, the word that follows the best music artist is Beyoncé. In this simplified example, it was easy for us as humans to spot the pattern, but we probably would struggle with larger amounts of data. Many of these LLMs use all of the data they can acquire online. And that's the power of large language models. And it's related to that first word, large. They can process lots of data and much faster than a human can. To give an example, ChatGPT was trained on 570 gigabytes of data. That's equivalent of 500 billion words or 100,000 average-sized books. Now that we understand more about how LLMs work and some of their advantages too, it'll be easier to grasp what AI is not so good at. Just because LLMs produce output based on data, that does not mean they will always have outputs that are the correct information. Here are some limitations of LLMs as well. The first limitation is that LLMs often use probability to generate output. LLMs might not always give the same response to the same question on any given day of the week. Sometimes asking an LLM the same question twice could give you a different answer both times. Another limitation of LLMs is that sometimes they predict or even guess the right answer, even if they don't know it. We call this hallucinating. The LLM will try to pick the answer it thinks is right, but it may not always pick the right one. And then the third limitation is that LLMs are biased. In our previous example, we collected data that was based on people in this workshop's music preference. And how might that data be biased? How might that representation not be from the larger population? For example, everybody here is an NYC DOE staff member or a member of faculty in some way, and that might produce a different result from teachers who are teaching in a different city or a different country. So there's where our data set had some limitations. A model is only as good as the data it trains on. As you can imagine here, AI might answer the question, what are the characteristics critical for becoming president of the US, very differently from what actual humans might say. But we can also convey to young people how students can use AI for good today, right now. We know that students need to engage in these challenging topics so they don't replicate problems that have occurred in the past. One example of how we're doing this is to frame AI as an opportunity to build new tools and methods of tackling problems. Here you can see that we launched our AI for Financial Good Challenge last winter, where we challenged students to create projects on how AI can be used to help people with their finances. Students can also use AI to gain experience in creative avenues, to learn new information and to be inspired or even just to have fun. One example of this is our creation of Girl Jams, where students can use AI to help them create music. And this year, Girls Who Code has amplified its commitment to innovation and staying in the forefront of technology by introducing exciting options for curriculum in our curriculum right now with focus on artificial intelligence. In response to an ever-evolving landscape of technology, the new club's curriculum additions emphasize hands-on learning experiences, allowing participants to explore cutting-edge AI concepts and applications. And through these innovative projects, students will gain insight into machine learning, deep learning, data science, and computer vision, among other AI domains. At this time, we have ShapeSorter, Swift Virtual Assistant app, and AI art competition that are already available. This year, we're launching over 10 new short-form Learn to Code activities, and these will be 30 to 45-minute lessons around topics including AI, but also cybersecurity, web development, and digital design. So now we're getting to the end of the workshop session of this workshop together. So now we'll take a second to reflect. Are there specific resources or approaches you want to bring back to your classroom that you've seen here today? Is there anything that you're thinking about in the future? Feel free to drop it right in the chat. This is awesome. Folks are thinking about how to start clubs, how to use this kind of programming, how it might fit into what they're already doing. These are all wonderful questions. Fabulous. Oh, bringing in new resources. These are wonderful answers. Thank you all so much for reflecting today. And now that we're getting to the end of our workshop, we will have a little bit of time for a Q&A afterwards, but we'll take some time to reflect first. In addition to our free curriculum and resources, Girls Who Code also provides funding and swag to eligible clubs. And this past year during the fall semester, Girls Who Code was thrilled to offer our Clubs Fund and swag benefits to clubs with 3 or more student members in them that were registered on our platform called HQ. The deadline for that benefit has already passed, but if you're interested in taking advantage of this, it will be available again in August. New clubs will receive a dollar amount. Last year, it was $300 to $500 to purchase supplies through an Amazon wish list, like snacks, Spiros, all different kinds of kits, makeys. And this provides financing to enhance the experience of your club for your students. And eligible clubs also receive things like t-shirts, stickers, notebooks for members, igniting a passion and creating an immediate sense of community. And that will be available this fall. It is completely free to participate in for all eligible clubs. We hope that your students are able to participate as well. And in addition, clubs give you access to free curriculum, and everything that's related on our club's platform is fully for your use. It is completely free to use, free to try, free to experiment with, and you can use as much or as little of our curriculum as you want. And it's also fully integrative. So if there's a way that you see a program or a club session that might fit in with something else you're up to, either in the classroom or out of the classroom, you are welcome to use that part of that curriculum as long as you sign up. And as a thank you for viewing our curriculum today, and I'll walk you through exactly how to do that right after this, we're offering just a special giveaway for every single person who signs in to look at the curriculum today. Anybody who submits that application, which will give you the access to the curriculum, you'll receive a Starbucks gift card. And keep in mind, you can apply today and not start that club until you are ready, if you're ready at all. This could be next week, this could be this summer, it could be next year. It is a very open platform, and you'll be able to participate however you see fit and however works best for you and your students. Clubs are designed so that anybody can start a club. Absolutely no computer science experience is necessary. All you need to start a club is a nonprofit host site, technology and internet, and a facilitator. Exploring each of these a bit further, your host site can be any nonprofit, like a school, library, or a community center. And clubs offer the flexibility to meet in person or virtually through any virtual conferencing platform like Google Classroom, Zoom. All of those work great. Technology and internet connection are required for 6th to 12th grade club members, but are optional for 3rd to 5th grade clubs. The clubs program is compatible with PCs, Macs, and Chromebooks. iPads are also an option, but they can only be used for our beginner self-guided tutorials in the coding language Swift. And finally, every club needs a facilitator to submit the club's application and to oversee the club. Facilitators must be 18 or older and pass a background check if they're not an employee of the club host site. Employees of host sites, such as teachers and staff members who are already at their schools, are not required to go through a separate background check. Most importantly, facilitators do not need computer science experience or any technical experience to facilitate a club due to all of the resources and support Girls Who Code will provide. And as you start to think about who might facilitate your club, it's helpful to note that our club facilitators come from a variety of diverse roles. So teachers, librarians, nonprofit program staff, and even community volunteers such as parents, local tech workers, or even college and university students who want to make a difference in classrooms for 6th through 12th grade and 3rd to 5th graders. Clubs frequently operate with one facilitator leading the curriculum. However, there are other options too. You may have clubs with more than one facilitator, or clubs where the facilitator acts in an advisory capacity and the club is run by members or older students. When you start your free club, you'll unlock webinar training and facilitation guides to support your club's success. You'll also be paired with a dedicated regional retention specialist to provide you live help, including Girls Who Code HQ orientations and curriculum walkthroughs. Connect with your regional retention specialist in the manner that is most convenient for you as well, via email, phone, or even a virtual meeting as you need it. And if you're ready to sign up for clubs, here is how to do it. You'll head to girlswhocode.com/clubs-apply and sign up on our Girls Who Code HQ platform. Make sure to indicate that you want to start a club. You'll fill out and submit the Quick Clubs application and take just a few minutes to complete that. It's very short. And by creating a Girls Who Code HQ login, you'll preview the curriculum before even going any further. And after your application is approved, typically takes no more than 2 weeks, you'll gain access to everything our curriculum and our resources and our training on Girls Who Code HQ has to offer. And you'll receive a welcome email with your club code, which is the unique identifier for your club members, and they'll use that to affiliate with you and your club. And once you're ready, you can launch your club anytime during the year, and you'll help club members access the curriculum by enrolling them on HQ once they received that through the approved email. And that's all there is to it. That's how you get your students involved. And now it's time to apply. Everybody who applies here right now, as I mentioned, gets coffee on us. I'll be sending out a Starbucks gift card for all applicants who apply today. And by today, I do mean the 6th of June. So you can go to girlswhocode.com/clubs-apply, or you can capture this QR code on your phone. So feel free to use this right now. I'll give everybody just a few seconds to settle in. Thanks for those who are dropping the link in the chat. Thank you, Kenya. My wonderful colleague is helping there too. Feel free to click on that link or to use your phone on this QR code. It'll take you to the right place. I'm seeing folks get in. That's perfect. And now we'll walk you through. The first step is registering for HQ. You'll be asked for basic information like your name and birth date to create the account and get it started. And by creating this login, you're automatically able to preview the curriculum. So here is what you'll need. This is what you'll use. I'll give everybody a minute or so to settle in there. It is totally okay if you've missed the code. You will have these slides available to you. And also during our exhibit, you will also have links to help start. And this will be available for future views, and you'll be able to do that too. And anybody who signs in will also receive follow-up emails with a copy of this deck. But doing it today means that we'll be able to get you coffee on us. So we hope you can join us. All right, so hopefully most folks have been able to create a login. Next, you're going to click the green apply if you haven't already. That's the button in the top right corner of the screen. And from here, you'll be able to start a new Girls Who Code club or apply to facilitate an existing club. And for almost everybody on this call, that'll be applying to start a new club. So that's what you'll click. And next, you'll be prompted to share a few general questions about yourself and where you plan to host your club. If you're starting your club at a school library, you will use the K-12 school. Or if you're starting a club in a public library, you'll select that option. And if you're going to run your club at a school library, you'll indicate the type of school you work at, such as public or private. You'll enter the zip code where your school is located. Your school will then appear in the drop-down menu before you select. You might also be wondering how exactly you indicate that your club is affiliated with the New York City Department of Education. There is a question on the application that asks if you're affiliated with a Girls Who Code community partner, and that's where you can select the New York City Department of Education. It'll be in a drop-down menu. If you forget to do this, no problem. You can email Girls Who Code and we'll make sure that your club is counted as part of this network because you get extra benefits doing that. And then we'll be able to make sure you're part of our larger community with the New York City DOE. And next, you'll be prompted to share when you plan to start your club. Knowing when you plan to have your first session will let the team know when to check in and make sure you have everything you need before and after your first meeting. And it's okay if you're not sure at all at this moment when your first meeting will be, that is fine. The first meeting date can be updated at any time in your account if anything changes. So you can pick kind of a wish list start date, and then you can move it however you see fit later. And after you submit your application and it's approved, you'll receive a confirmation email within 24 hours with your club's unique club code. This code will also appear on your HQ homepage, and that's where you can access all of our coding tutorials and resources for both yourself and any excited students you might have who are joining you. And you'll have access to our facilitator toolkit as well, where you'll find everything you need to help prepare for your first club meeting. All right, and that's all there is to it. That's how you access all of these pieces of information. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I want to pause here and check in on the Q&A. I will mostly be focusing on questions that are larger about our programming. Any technical related questions, you are welcome to send it over to Girls Who Code, clubs@girlswhocode.com. That is the email on your screen. So feel free to use that for any specific to you technical questions, but we're happy to support with those too. Awesome. People are being very kind. Thank you all for being here. Yes, we're so excited to have everybody get started in September. And it's a reminder that that opportunity to get coffee on us will be open for just today only. So even if you plan to start later in the fall, you are welcome to just sign up today, get that benefit, and then explore our curriculum well in advance of when you intend to use it. Lots of thanks. I'm also going to be here for any questions just to make sure that we're wrapped up. Oh, somebody asked about the club code. That club code will be sent to you after you make an account. So once you sign up and you're ready to sign in, it'll be reviewed and you'll get your unique club code. You'll share that with your students. That's a great question. And I'll drop in the chat one more time, the club's application. Oh. whocode.com/clubs apply. There we go. All right, wonderful. I will be here for another little while, just a few minutes. CTLE credits. Those will be done entirely through the Beyond Access Forum, so you're welcome to check in with them about how you can make sure that you get all the credit you deserve for joining us today. Oh, we're getting some easy applications. When do you get the coffee? That is a great question. We will be sending that out at the end of today. Wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, some people are asking if they can rewatch this. Absolutely. Beyond Access is going to make all of these presentations accessible for a little while on the platform too. Perfect. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, I'm not seeing too many questions at this time. Oh, I did get a really good one. What is the recommended grade or age group for clubs? Our clubs are supporting 3rd to 5th graders and then 6th to 12th graders too. So all the way 3rd to 12th, and we have different curriculum for those two groups. That's a great question. Can boys join? Another great question. Yes, boys are welcome in our club. Students of any gender are welcome in our clubs. Feel free to welcome all of your students into our club's programming. And would this be appropriate for special needs students? Well, we do have a wide range of content, and we do believe that it can be used in a variety of circumstances for students at many different skill levels. We would definitely default to the potential facilitators' preferences about who might be best suited for different elements of our content. So that's totally something that we would leave to the discretion of a facilitator, but it is by no means something that should be prohibitive. If that's something you'd like to do with your students, we welcome everybody into our club's programming. Is there any specific contact for any questions beyond Access Forum? There should be some information on the website. That's a great question. But in the way to contact Girls Who Code specifically will be clubs@girlswhocode.com as well. Oh, do we need to pay for it? Nope. Girls Who Code is 100% free. Always, in every way, your club's programming will never charge any educator or student for any element of the content. So be the swag, be it the curriculum, be it any other elements of our programming throughout the year, clubs are 100% free for educators. And we also want to provide lots of different benefits throughout the year that you'll be able to access once you sign in. All right, wonderful, folks. We are getting to the end of our time together. Thank you all so much for joining me. We hope that you are able to join us. We hope that this was useful information to all of you. And for any further questions after you sign up, feel free to use that email down at the bottom of the screen. We hope that all of your students are able to learn to code and change the world with us. Take care all.